told me that we are out of time, so I will skip some of the slides and come to the point. Okay, my topic is amending law of fantasy, and as I work for men well-being, I would be talking about, is amending law for men a fantasy? Okay, is it possible or not possible? I'm quickly skipping the definitions and all. I will just come to how our law is enforced. Before we understand, is amending law of fantasy or what, we will understand how a law is enforced. कानून एक बनता कैसे है? Right or wrong? Okay? हम देखते हैं चीजें गलत हैं या चीजें सही हैं. Okay? But frankly speaking, if you see, there is nothing wrong, there is nothing right. Whatever is right for me can be wrong for you. Whatever is right for you can be wrong for me. So basically there are opinions, okay, and there are stakes in the opinions, involved in the opinions. Confusing? Let me explain it with an example. There is a crime called murder. Murder is a crime, we agree, all of us, okay? But murdering on the border, killing at the border is not a crime. How come it is decided? कल को हम मान लेते हैं जैसे 500 और 1000 का नोट बंद हुआ, मर्डर क्राइम नहीं है, डिक्लेयर हो गया. मर्डर इज नॉट अ क्राइम. Who is the most vulnerable person then? If murder is not a crime, who is the most vulnerable person? A rich man? That was the point. Stakes are involved. Rich and powerful make laws. They have that power. What does it mean? कि रिच और पावरफुल ने लॉज बना दिए कमजोर लोगों को कंट्रोल करने के लिए? नो. देयर इज पब्लिक ओपिनियन टू. देयर इज पब्लिक ओपिनियन. ब्रिटिश एरा में लॉज बने थे इंडियंस को कंट्रोल करने के लिए, बट देन द आउटरेज हैपेंड. Everyone could see the anger inside the people. There were so many freedom fighters who stood up and said, no, we will not follow these laws. So there is public opinion. Then there is parliamentary procedures, of course. Right or wrong is decided. मोटे-मोटे तौर पर, अगर आप इसमें broadly जाओगे, there are so many factors involved and there are so many experts sitting here. But there is parliamentary procedure. Bill is presented, debate is there. There is upper house, there is lower house, and then they decide. And a law is come. Law comes. I'm quickly skipping this definition also. Family laws क्या क्या हैं हमारे पास? Marriage, adoption, divorces. We have already talked about it so much. मैंने दोबारा से बात की तो लोग सो जाएंगे. अच्छा, why do we need family laws? Family दिमाग में आते ही अच्छी सी feeling आती है. Everyone needs a family. Then why do we need laws? Conflict among family members, marital disputes. We all are familiar with it. Violence among family members, adoption. Maintenance. What kind of family laws do we have? Quickly, look at this slide. I will not read it. We all know marriage laws, adoption. Marriage laws में Christian marriage भी है, निकाह भी है, divorce, alimony. Now, why there is no law for men? We saw all these laws: marriage, adoption, maintenance. In the broad sense, all the laws are tilted towards women. I think people were talking here, we need to protect women is the first thought in your mind. Okay? So if they are tilted towards women, why it is so? Because our culture says that. Our tradition says that. A man's primary job is to protect and provide. So if a man is a protector and provider, he will make rules. That what is called patriarchy. Primary sufferer of patriarchy is man. वो rules बनाता है क्योंकि उसके ऊपर जिम्मेदारी है कि तुमको इनकी रक्षा करनी है, तुमको इनको provide करानी है चीजें, daily use की चीजें, हर चीज. ठीक है? तो हमारी परंपरा, हमारे संस्कार, हमारा कल्चर, हमें सिखाता है कि मैन इज द मेन प्रोटेक्टर एंड प्रोवाइडर. Okay?
This is very right.
We will not accept a house husband. Ask any girl. Our history क्या बोलती है? Men oppressed us, men killed us, men made rules for us. What our history didn't tell us, what is not written in the textbook. Civilizations are made on the dead bodies of men. They died to protect us. They were killed in the wars to provide us. They made rules to protect us. There were laws made to oppress both men and women. But when history was written, clearly it was tilted towards women. अगर आप हमारा कल्चर देखोगे really, तो it is gynocentric. No, I am not endorsing Manusmriti here, but it is written there. Yatra naryasthu pujyante ramante tatra devata. Where a woman is worshipped, God lies there. मोटा मोटा translation है. Bharat is Mata, not Pita. How can you say we were oppressed from ages? After all this tradition and culture, I was listening to one radio advertisement which talks about having toilets at home. हम सब आजकल सुन रहे हैं. So Amitabh Bachchan is there. He's telling a small boy, देखो बेटा, हम आदमियों का काम है सबकी रक्षा करना. Okay? So how will we have a law for men? जब वो सबकी रक्षा कर रहा है, जब वो oppressor है, he is the prime person, you know, in the family or country or anything. He's जिसको आपने एक villain बनाकर पेश कर दिया है समाज के सामने. Why does that man need laws? Now, I will come straight to the topic. अच्छा, हम जब सुबह उठते हैं, सबसे पहले जब न्यूज़पेपर खोलते हैं, तो वहाँ पे क्या न्यूज़ दिखती है? यही women tortured for dowry, women raped, women chucked out from the house. Okay, there are other news also where you know men is tortured or men is killed or men is murdered. हमारा ध्यान नहीं जाता उस पर. मेन 3 पन्नों पे यही न्यूज़ होती है. ओके, सो आपके दिमाग में क्या आता है? मैन इज अ रेपिस्ट, इज अ ऑप्रेसर, ही इज अ मर्डरर, एंड देन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट अमेंडिंग अ लॉ. ओके, बिफोर वी टॉक अबाउट इट, वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड हाउ अ लॉ इज फॉर्म्ड. इन्फोर्स्ड मैंने बता दिया. हाउ अ लॉ इज फॉर्म्ड. सोसाइटी आस्क्स फॉर इट. We saw in 2012 what happened with the rape laws. ऐसा नहीं है कि रेप के लिए लॉ नहीं था हमारी कंट्री में, था. सोसाइटी बोलती है we need a law for this practice. Debates for it. There are debates. Government collects data about it. We have so many data for women. Widespread anger for the law not being there. गुस्सा होता है लोगों में. As I told, British era में क्या हुआ था? There was widespread anger on every level. Different type of protests were happening, non-cooperation, विदेशी चीज़ों को जलाना, बहुत सारी अलग-अलग चीज़ें अलग-अलग लेवल पे, स्कूल लेवल पे, कॉलेज लेवल पे. Everyone was protesting. World could see there is a widespread anger. Our social norms are aligned around it. ऐसे जैसे कि मैंने बोला कि बेटा शादी करने जा रहे हो, घर बना लेना. सैलरी इतनी सी, शादी क्या कर रहे हो तुम? तो मतलब आप तो मान के चल रहे हो ना कि आदमी ही घर के लिए प्रोवाइड कराएगा, बाहर जाएगा काम करने के लिए. एज समबडी सेइंग कि लड़की घर का काम करेगी और वो कमाने के लिए जाएगा. बट हमें लड़की का घर का काम करने में पेन नजर आया. वो जबरदस्ती जो कमा के लाने जा रहा है उसका स्ट्रगल नजर नहीं आया. दिस इज द बायस्डनेस. ओके, सो और सोशल नॉर्म्स क्या हैं? There are some celebrities, there are some big people who are talking biased, who are giving such statements. Famous dialogue of an Indian actress, I need men only to produce children. Priyanka Chopra? Okay? Then a famous minister who said, all violence is male generated. We all know that crime and criminal does not have a gender. Punish them irrespective of gender. But no, she said, all violence is male generated. Then there is a popular ad which actually invalidates. We don't need a father. सिर्फ एक माँ अच्छी आदतों की कीमत समझती है. This is what it says. All men are potential rapists. Boys are rejected man. ये common phrases हैं, हम सब use करते हैं, ठीक है, और हमें इसमें कुछ गड़बड़ नजर नहीं आता. और क्या क्या चीजें हैं? See, amending any law is a long and arduous journey, and more so far, men due to misandry, which Rohit clearly explained, the social misandry towards the social hatred towards men. So there is misandry, there is gynocentrism. So misandry का मतलब ये नहीं है कि female आदमी को hate कर रही है. There are men, they hate men more than women. रोता हुआ आदमी नहीं समझ में आता लोगों को. You know, people come to me and they ask me, what do you do? Are you a homemaker or you know a working woman? So I tell them, see, I head a community center for men. They smile. Crying man is a joke. Either the man is violent, he will be punished. मजा आता है, फांसी दे दो, hang the rapist, ठीक है? या फिर वो चुपचाप से जा रहा है, 9 से 5 की नौकरी करता है, कमा के आता है. बीच वाला जो आदमी होता है ना, जो कभी ऐसे रो ले बैठ के, क्या लड़की की तरह रो रहा बैठ के? This is the social misandry towards, social hatred towards men. This is misandry. We are not ready to understand that the man is a proper human being. Emotions है उसके अंदर, बाप है वो, है उसके अंदर, जज्बात है, हो सकता है. The missing factors in amending laws. Government collecting data about violence on men in family, National Family Health Survey. We have National Family Health Survey, by the way, but we don't have any data for men. कितना violence हुआ, क्या हुआ men के ऊपर family में? They are not concerned. मतलब उन्होंने सोच लिया है कि आदमी के ऊपर तो कुछ violence होता है नहीं, तो इनका data बनाने की जरूरत नहीं है. The second one is no indices in budget for allocation of men's well-being. अब लोग पूछेंगे कि men's well-being क्या है? There is nothing called men's well-being. Men only pay taxes. There is budget allocation for the specially abled people, women, children, old age people. But there is no budget allocation on men's well-being. They go, earn, pay taxes, खत्म. तुम्हारा काम खत्म है, चुप करके बैठो. Only a few victims asking for change. Society silent. You know हम लोग कितने लोग हैं? 1.2 billion people in this country, world's largest democracy. How many people are talking about men's well-being? Less than 1%. This is what I researched last night when I was sitting with this material, and I was like, less than 1%. How are you expecting a change in a country जहाँ पे 125 करोड़ लोग हैं, लेकिन उसमें से less than 1% आके men's well-being की बात करते हैं? और जो विक्टिम्स भी हैं वो मिसयूज की बात करते हैं, वेलबींग की बात नहीं करते. मैं बोलती हूँ, हम बोलते हैं, मिसयूज जैसी कोई चीज नहीं है. When a law is so loosely drafted, this is how it should be used. This is the proper use of 498A. Who told you is कि 498A is to, you know, डाउरी खत्म करने के लिए? वो इसी काम के लिए है, एक्सटॉर्शन के लिए. The kind of laws we have, it is not misuse. When you call it misuse, it invalidates the, you know, the well-being thing of men. It invalidates the real issues. Still, men's movement is viewed as misogynistic. बहुत सारे लोग ये सोच रहे होंगे कि anti-woman बात कर रही है बैठ के यहाँ. This is true. We face it every day, all of us who are on social media and everything. When I go to media debates, when I talk about men, I have the first-hand experience with the topmost feminists. Off camera, they come and abuse me. चल, तुम्हारी जैसी woman की वजह से कुछ हो नहीं पा रहा है. औरत की सबसे बड़ी दुश्मन होती है. What a misogynistic approach you have. If you talk about women, you are talking about gender equality. If you talk pro-men, you are misogynist. So यार, अगर एक बात बताओ, अगर आपने रिश्वत लेने देने के को आपने बोल दिया कि अगर आपने रिश्वत लेने देने के बारे में बात करी, आप एंटी नेशनल हो. How will you talk about it? You are considered a misogynist? How am I misogynist? I don't understand. People come and just tell me, आप औरत के बारे में बात नहीं कर रहे हो. कितना 1 लाख एनजीओ बोला आपने? कितना एनजीओ है जो वुमन के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं? अगर एक औरत खड़े होकर बोल रही है कि नहीं यार ये वाला एम्पावरमेंट नहीं चाहिए था हमको, आपको प्रॉब्लम है? Then you want a law to change with this kind of scenario? College and university level debates not happening in full-fledged manner and nowhere close to feminist debates. I was always worried about it. I went to so many colleges. I went to Delhi University. I was abused. I was insulted. They are not ready for debates. वो बोलते हैं हम अपना एजेंडा चलाएंगे, आप भागो यहाँ से. आपका misogynistic approach है. Same. So if you are not ready for debates, you take out any college magazine or anything, they only talk about बेटी बचाओ, बेटी पढ़ाओ, which is okay. But what about beta? As Rohit said, क्या किया है लड़कों ने ऐसा? What we need to do? See, we need participation from young people, and I'm very happy there are so many young people sitting here. क्या है ना, हमारे पास जो लोग हैं जो थोड़ा प्रो में बात कर रहे हैं, they are all victims. They are all hit by the biased laws, and that is why they are talking about only misuse. We don't have those unmarried people, okay? We don't have those people walking on the roads, okay? We don't have any kind of support. So we need participation from the young people, the school, the college, the young generation. They should come forward to talk about it. We need short films educating people about how men are abused. Search YouTube now, you will find hundreds of movies about, women being abused. There are few such, movies, और सिर्फ ना के बराबर है. जो है भी वो भी मिसयूज के बारे में बात कर रहा है बस. Social shaming of people who abuse men. One statement kind of against women comes, the person has to apologize. Mr. Abdullah had to apologize when he said कि डर लगता है कोई woman को अंदर ऑफिस में बुलाते हुए. It was such a simple statement, ठीक है? But उसको apologize करना पड़ा. But all those statements which I just told you, you see it's still flowing. That ad is still coming. Nobody is apologizing. It's very important to socially shame those men and women that it is not okay to abuse men. Mainstream media should write about men's issues unapologetically. Whenever we see a pro-men article, it starts like this. Women were suppressed from ages, but indeed men are perverts, but what is this? Why can't we stick to the men's issues? Why are we so apologetic? Oh नहीं, कोई औरत नाराज नहीं होनी चाहिए बिल्कुल भी. क्या दे रही है सब? क्यों? What is the problem in saying crime and criminal, I'm repeating, does not have a gender. Punish them irrespective of gender. What is the problem in saying punish woman? Just see the data. Not a single woman is hanged till date. जितनी भी फांसी की सजाएं होती हैं सबको या तो आजीवन कारावास में बदल दिया जाता है या छोड़. Even the woman who killed Rajiv Gandhi, the prime example, not a single woman is hanged till date. क्यों? अभी बोला था ना हमारी मिनिस्टर ने, औरत है माफ कर दो करके. So this is not the right approach. मीडिया भी जब लिखता है तो ऐसे ही लिखता है. क्यों? Education of men not to make fun of fellow abused men. Now this is very important point. When everyone is against you, you have to save yourself. The universal brotherhood. When a man comes to you and he says, I am harassed, please listen to him. There are people who will say, कुछ किया होगा यार तूने, ऐसे थोड़ी, तू फिजिकली सेटिस्फाई नहीं कर पाया होगा इसलिए वो छोड़ के चलेगी तेरे को. This is what the approach is. और ये औरत नहीं बोल रही है आदमी को, ये एक आदमी आदमी को बोल रहा है. That is the main problem. So we have to know, ये ऐसे नहीं जाएगा क्योंकि हमारा कल्चर और ट्रेडिशन पूरा ऐसा रहा है. We have to educate, we have to train men, we have to tell them to be more compassionate about fellow people, fellow men. Now sensitizing of the huge government machinery at various levels to first start collection of data about men's issues. No data is there, so how to start it? We have to sensitize the huge government machinery at various levels. हर लेवल पे जाके हमको ये काम करना पड़ेगा. हर स्कूल लेवल से स्टार्ट करना पड़ेगा, प्राइमरी लेवल से स्टार्ट करना पड़ेगा, जहाँ से डेटाज आते हैं, पंचायत से आते हैं, शहरों के डेटाज आते हैं, लिटरेसी के डेटाज आते हैं, उसमें भी जाके देखना पड़ेगा हाउ मेनी मेन आर इलिटरेट. ठीक है? विदाउट दिस अप्रोच की दिस is misogynistic approach. Why we are talking about men? No, this is not misogynistic approach. We have to do this. If we want to bring the real gender equality, we have to do this. और जब ये सब होगा, then only we can think about amending a law. Till then, अच्छा, there is one more topic. Yes, literary community taking up men's issues as social obstacles. Okay, this is what we need. You go to any book fair, you go to any literature market or anything, what you will find is मैं बेचारी बरसों से सताई हूँ. You will not find one single book on men's issues. One single book. And even if you find, it will be like कोने में कहीं पड़ी हुई होगी, nobody knows about it. There are few books, nobody knows about it. Okay? If you ever go to the Pragati Maidan, that book fair, international book fair, go there. You'll find all the feminist literature lying there. So it is important for people to write about men's issues. And if you are writing about women's issues, it is not important to hate men. It is not important to blame him everywhere. अच्छा, हम तो ये इसने नहीं कर पाए, इसने नहीं करने दिया. It is not important. There are writers who are continuously doing this. So what is, okay, this is the end of the slide. I would add some more things. जब भी आप इस तरह का अप्रोच लेते हो ना, okay, when you are only talking about misuse or you are only talking about one-sided thing, you are actually adding on to it. When this mindset will change, then only we can think about amending a law. So if today amending a law is not a fantasy, but definitely a distant dream. बहुत काम करना है हमें, बहुत. ये ओवरनाइट नहीं होगा, as जोगी also said, ये ओवरनाइट नहीं होगा, हो नहीं सकता है, और इस तरह का सपना देखना भी नहीं है. So let's work upon it. This kind of conference we need more. Vichar Kranti is more important before we do the Kranti on Sadak. It is very important to change this mindset here before we go on the streets and fight for it and all. Such more conferences, such more debates, such more discussions. I will say kudos to the organizers. This is what I would call, ये एक मील का पत्थर था, इसमें बहुत बड़ा नींव का पत्थर था, और ऐसे बहुत सारे कॉन्फ्रेंसेस करने पड़ेंगे हमें, तब जाके हम कुछ स्लाइड चेंज देख पाएंगे. तब तक के लिए मेरे तरफ से 2 पॉजिटिव लाइंस जो मैंने कहीं पढ़ी थी यहाँ यूज करूंगी मैं. कौन कहता है आसमान में सुराख नहीं हो सकता? कौन कहता है आसमान में सुराख नहीं हो सकता? एक पत्थर तो तबीयत से उछालो यारो. थैंक यू. थैंक यू टू द ऑर्गेनाइजर्स.
Thank you, ma'am. That was truly, truly commendable. Let's have a huge round of applause for Jyoti Tiwari ji. I would like to leave emphasis on the fact that she runs